Hey lovely people out there, how are you all doing? This is your Staggered Nikita and I'm back with a new video this time, and today we are going to discuss the effects of the major transit, the buzz that is happening all around us right now. Yes, you guessed it right, Jupiter's transit in its sign of exaltation, that is Jupiter transit in Cancer for all 12 zodiac signs. But first, let us understand what does Jupiter represents and what is this hype about, okay? If any of you are not that aware of astrology, you are not that aware of what does a planet in exaltation means or a planet in debilitation means, then let me clear it to you that the exaltation state of a planet represents that the planet has now entered the arena of its championship, I would say. Okay, a planet is most comfortable and it functions at its highest when it's in exaltation. So you must have heard a lot of mixed things about this transit of Jupiter. Some people are saying it is not that good because it is an Atichari Jupiter, which means it is rapidly moving through the sign of Cancer and entering the sign of Leo in November 2026, while other people are saying it is a great transit. While there are certain beliefs that Ketu is moving towards Jupiter, so this is not a great transit. Saturn is in trine, but all of it holds a little truth. Okay, in my opinion, when a planet is at its highest, which means it is in its exaltation state, it is bound to give good results. But as we always say, astrology never works on a singular factor. It always works as a composite factor. So what do I mean is there are certain aspects where we can expect Jupiter to not give extreme amount of good results, like the blissful condition present for all of us in whatever area is represented or ruled by Jupiter in your chart, or the natural significations of Jupiter, as Saturn is trine to Jupiter. But the good thing is that Saturn is in the sign of Jupiter, that is Pisces. So what we can understand from this is that Saturn and Jupiter will now work in coordination with each other. If you remember one very powerful Rajyog in astrology, which is the Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga. So the natural Dharma Lord is Jupiter, being the 9th house ruler, and the natural 10th house ruler of Kalpurash Kundali is Saturn. So when these two planets are inter-exchanging their signs or nakshatras, or they are aspecting each other in horoscope, or they are sitting in each other's houses, which means signs, it creates a powerful Raj Yoga named as Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga, as Jupiter represents Dharma and Saturn represents Karma. Now, there is a tertiary level of Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga happening as Jupiter is aspecting Saturn and Saturn is in the sign of Jupiter, whereas Jupiter will be soon transiting through the nakshatra ruled by Saturn, which is Pushya. So what we can understand from this is that this transit is, number one, going to be very good on our subconscious level. It's going to increase and elevate our consciousness, because Jupiter is what? Jupiter is wisdom. Jupiter is higher philosophy. It is higher knowledge and education. It is the faith. Jupiter is the Akash Tattva, or the air element. Okay, so what happens when Jupiter is exalted is that it, on a personal level, it gives us higher consciousness. We can tap into our higher beliefs and thoughts. If suppose you are having traumatized memories, if you are having very cluttered thoughts, and you might not have been feeling all that positive for a long time, and you are trying to solve certain traumatic thoughts and memories in your mind, then this transit of Jupiter is going to help you tap into those higher beliefs and thoughts and rejuvenate your energetic field. Because Cancer is the sign of emotions. Cancer is the clear water, right? It represents the stream or a river which is constantly flowing. The water is flowing, right? And Scorpio, whereas, is a stagnant water body, whereas Pisces is the ocean. It is the wild sea. There are no limits and barriers to it. So when Jupiter, a heavy and a very sattvic planet, okay, but very also very staunch planet, enters its exaltation zone, what we can expect is that people will be more staunch about their belief system. They can be more staunch about their mother language, about their motherland, or local governments. On a mundane basis, if I talk about local government, can rise to good heights, okay. There can be new rules, implications about road travel, or river cleansing programs will take up a new shape during this time. All right. There will be new businesses in water utility zone, about import export business, or like transport business. And there will be a lot new more rules coming up about travel, immigration, and in general the safety and security of local politics and people around it. So yes, this is how Jupiter will impact all of us. Jupiter, remember one thing, represents wisdom, and without wisdom, one cannot function properly in life. Even if you have tons and millions of money in your bag, if you don't have the wisdom to manage it well, then there is no use of such wealth, right? And that's why it's always important to look for Jupiter's transit. And when Jupiter is entering its exaltation zone, expect yourself to um, function with a elevated consciousness. So yes, on a personal level, what one should focus on is rejuvenating themselves and their energetic field, cleansing of aura, and of course, how to be happy again in life, because Cancer is the sign of happiness. It is ruled by moon. So just look at the planets placed in your chart. If there are any positive connections happening with respect to the friendly planets of Jupiter, or even if you have lords of the houses, be it any planet, the malefic or a positive planet, but it rules a good house in your horoscope, and it is being impacted via conjunction or transit or aspect by Jupiter in transit, then expect for you to have a good time in this transit. This is a short period. Jupiter will be in Cancer from 2nd June 2026 till 31st of October 2026, and then later on it will move into the sign of Leo, the fiery realm. And then again, I guess from the 4th week of January 2026 27, Jupiter will again enter into the sign of Cancer. But at that time, it will be for around 6 months, it will be in the sign of Cancer. But until Saturn is in Pisces, which is around March or April 2027, this transit will have a bigger say and will have a significant impact on our lives. So after that, Saturn will move in Aries, and it will be a whole different scenario. So yes, right now, one must make sure that they are focusing on rejuvenating themselves. They are practicing a lot of pranayam, because Jupiter, being the air element or the jiva, okay, Sun is the soul in astrology, Jupiter is the jiva, the living being. So the quality of our lives, quality of our livelihood is going to increase with this Jupiter's transit. So when the air element and the water element of Cancer, emotions, is combining, it's better to practice pranayam of any kind, meditation of any kind. It will give you blissful moments. Be around water bodies, keep the water clean, use the water resources very mindfully. Do not waste water. Do not, contribute to a lot of pollution. Try as much as you can that you can negate it. And yes, do not waste food. Do not disrespect anybody. Just stay in your own zone and work on elevating your consciousness. That's how this transit will help us all to tune into our elevated consciousness. So yes, I'll talk about Ketu as well. Ketu is moving towards Jupiter. Ketu is currently in the sign of Leo, and it is, of course, Rahu and Ketu transit anti-clockwise. So Ketu is moving towards the sign of Cancer, while Jupiter is moving towards the sign of Leo. So when Jupiter and Ketu's energies collide with each other, this is a very powerful energy for spiritual practices. Number one, for understanding what is your righteous dharmic path, right? So you have to make sure to keep on searching for the same. If you have not found it yet, this is a great opportunity to do so. And it's better to, um, like, keep our opinions to ourselves and not force it upon others. Of course, you are free to share your opinions, but it's always a bad idea to impose our ideas and opinions on others. So, with Jupiter and Ketu colliding with each other soon, by end of this year and the first few months of next year, all we have to do is focus on our karmic path, focus on our spiritual well-being, focus on taking care of the elderly people in our family, especially as Cancer represents family as well, along with Taurus. Cancer represents mother and the family, the house that we grew up in. So people living in our house, that's where we should put our focus onto. And the Ketu will not bother us then. If you are inclined towards spiritual practices, this Ketu's energy combined with Jupiter will actually help you in becoming more spiritual, in becoming more attuned with your inner world. So yes, without any further delay, let's get started with our reading for 12 zodiac signs. And this reading is going to be mainly about the ascendant sign. All right. So timestamps will be given in the description box. And without any further delay, let's get into our today's topic. For the Aries ascendant natives, the transit of exalted Jupiter in your fourth house is bringing brand new opportunities of expanding life in terms of happiness, spending time in comfort zone with your family and loved ones, and adding any of conveniences that you want in your life. When Jupiter was transiting through the third house, it was a time of efforts and a lot of efforts, right? Because Jupiter, when transiting through the third house, makes you very much hardworking, and it makes you feel like luck will only support me when I put in a lot of hard work. But Jupiter inherently represents luck, wisdom, and blissfulness in life. So now is the time that you are going to reap the rewards of your hard work that you have put in during Jupiter's transit in the third house. You had undertaken long journeys, you were alone, maybe you were being supported by your peers and family, friends, but now is the time that happiness will find you. Jupiter, when transiting through the fourth house, it looks at the 10th house, so it is giving you expansion in career. It is going to give you a lot of administrative work, and it will also make you go for long journeys along with your family, or especially with the people that you love most. Jupiter, being the ninth and the 12th lord, transiting through the fourth house, indicates that there could be expansion in family and happiness in general. So expect a lot of time being spent within the home and while traveling with your loved ones. When Jupiter comes into the fourth house, this also indicates that there could be happy moments and happy events happening with your mother or in your mother's life as well. You are likely to go through a period of good growth and promotion in work. You will be given the administrative tasks, and along with this Jupiter, if we get to understand the meaning of Saturn's transit in the 12th house, Saturn is transiting through the sign of Pisces, and it is your 10th and 11th house ruler. So, during the last year or so, you had been given a lot of back end work. There was a lot on your plate to clear on. But now, when Jupiter has come into the fourth house, it is aspecting Saturn in the 12th house. So, expect a lot of travel, foreign travel for work, or a lot of research for your work purpose. And you will be finally able to be seen at your place of your work. People will see you, people will recognize your work, the effort that you are putting in, and you will not feel invisible at a workplace anymore. This Jupiter will also make you feel content and at peace, which you must have been struggling for when Jupiter was transiting through the sign of Gemini in your third house. So anything that you undertake right now, it is going to give you a sense of fulfillment. It is going to make you feel at peace, So this is a very blissful moment for you, and you should make the most of this phase. Now, if we look at Jupiter's fifth aspect, it will be on the eighth house. So if there is anything that is keeping you cluttered emotionally, if there is anything, any grudge that you are holding against someone, or if there is any stuck up emotion, traumatic memory that you are holding on to tightly, which is making you feel stagnant in any aspect of your life or personality, then this is the time to look inward and resolve it and let it go once and for all. Jupiter's fifth aspect on the eighth house also indicates that you will be heavily investing your resources, time, energy, and money in terms of investment in real estate or some expansion in investment or building joint assets with your spouse or with family. This is also a good time to relax at home, to be at peace at home, and also focus on career. Jupiter's ninth aspect falls on the 12th house, where Saturn is already transiting through. So, this is a great time for your career. This is a great time to let go of any fear that is holding you back from advancing in your career. So, in this timeline, you should definitely travel a lot more. It will help you declutter your subconscious mind. It will help you let go of unnecessary thoughts and things, fears, and pending work. This is also a good time if you want to change a job, if you want to look for a better opportunity, or if you want to form better relations with the authority and bosses at the place of work. When Jupiter is aspecting the 12th house with its ninth aspect, it is going to give you good insights about your career, about your authority, about your public position and reputation in life. So make sure that you are following a good sleep routine. You are sleeping on time, you are getting up on time, because Jupiter and Saturn, when they are interexchanging, right? Jupiter will be in the nakshatra of Saturn, that is Pushya, and Saturn is already transiting through the sign of Jupiter. So this indicates that you must follow the Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga rules, which means that you have to follow the dharmic and karmic path in your lifetime about your principles and about your career and reputation. So make sure that you are having a good, cozy, and leisure time before sleeping instead of having a jam packed routine of partying or maybe a lot of social events and gathering. Instead of that, spending time alone and being in introspection mode and thinking about the higher vision for your future and for your career, for your reputation, will be of great help. By this manner, you will be able to attain great results of this Jupiter. It also shows that Jupiter in fourth house can bring good advancement and expansion in family. There can be good events, there can be auspicious events happening within your home, within your family. This is a good time to enjoy the benefits of property, to enjoy the leisure time within your home, to expand your property, to expand your, you might be getting a new vehicle during this time, you might be investing in a new property, you might be shifting in a bigger home, better environment. Okay. This is also time period when Ketu is transiting towards Jupiter in fourth house. Ketu is currently transiting to your fifth house. So this Jupiter and Ketu collision will happen within few months. Okay, it will happen around the end of this year. So, and the first few months of next year. So during this time, it shows that you have to take good care of your parents' health, and along with that, you also should be mindful of whether you are serious about your spiritual practices or not, or you are just doing it for the sake of doing. The more you are doing your spiritual practices for the sake of spiritual growth and not for the fulfillment of your desires, the more sooner and faster you will get the results of it in terms of spiritual elevation, in terms of spiritual protection, especially because Jupiter Ketu here for you, Aries ascendant natives, is indicating a lot of spiritual growth. All right. This also shows that if you are wishing for progeny, then this is a great time. Jupiter and Ketu will bless you with the same, but only when you are spiritually attuned and looking inward. So overall, this transit is a good transit for all the Aries ascendant natives and Aries moon sign natives. For Aries moon sign natives, this transit will make you feel a lot of heaviness, but also a lot of optimism. It will make you feel responsible for a lot of things, because Jupiter will now be transiting over your moon, and it can happen that all of a sudden you have a lot more in your plate to handle, to deal with, to accomplish. So yes, break it into small parts and then do it one thing at a time. So being disciplined, being spiritually attuned and humble will help you attain all that you desire during this transit of Jupiter in Cancer. For the Taurians out there, all the Taurus ascendant and moon sign natives, the transit of Jupiter is taking place from the third house of your horoscope in the sign of Cancer, while Jupiter rules your 8th and the 11th house of your horoscope, and it is now transiting through the third house of efforts and journeys. It also represents self-interest and skills and hobbies performed with the help of your hand. All right. So creative skill sets, speculation, business opportunities, creative collaborations and projects, entrepreneurship, writing, documentation, consultancy, and any kind of traveling, dealing with a group of people nearby your locality is all being activated through this transit of Jupiter in the third house of your horoscope. Jupiter rules the 8th house in your horoscope, and it is now moving 8 places away from the 8th house, which means that there can be sudden emergencies in life, or there can be sudden events in life, or it also shows that there can be sudden fear or anxiety related to finances or related to the new projects and work that you're undertaking, either by yourself or with your sibling or with your friends. So yes, this is a crucial transit for all the Taurus natives out there, and Jupiter rules the 8th house, so it is better to pre-plan things about your financial endeavors, especially if you are about to change your career, if you have already taken that path, if you are starting a new business, or if you have just started a new business, then do not worry, do not panic. There can be certain feelings of anxiety because of the unknowing factors about these ventures and endeavors, but you shouldn't be worried about it. Rather, you should take one step at a time, and you should only follow the footsteps of those who have conquered that path, who have already achieved what you want to achieve, or who have kind of a similar roadmap or a destination that of yours. Right now, as Saturn is transiting through the 11th house in the sign of Pisces, which is ruled by Jupiter, I would advise you to only focus and follow the guidance of those who are experienced in whatever solution that you are looking for. The field that you are looking to enter into, or the field that you are already into, the person that you consult to should be a master of that field. It's better to rely on the professional's guidance rather than to rely on what friends or family are saying to you right now. All right. It is a possibility that your friends might give you good guidance, but it might so happen that your friends introduce you to a good source of information, to someone who is like a mentor, to someone who has got the experience for the solutions that you're looking for. So yes, Jupiter is in the nakshatra of Saturn, will be in the nakshatra of Saturn soon, that is the Pushya nakshatra, and Saturn is transiting, trine to this Jupiter in the sign of Jupiter. So this is kind of a Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga forming on a tertiary level. So it shows that this is the time period when you will be gaining clarity about your career, about your business, about speculation of money, about execution of your creative skill sets and talents and hobbies. And it's time to put these things at work. It's no more the time to just keep getting educated or educating yourself. Rather, this is the time when you should be putting in those skill sets, that knowledge into action and practicality. Only then this Jupiter Saturn trying to each other in the 3rd and 11th house will be of help to you. So yes, the growth can be slow, but it looks steady thanks to Saturn, your yoga karaka planet, which is transiting through the 11th house. So yes, this transit of Jupiter in Cancer is going to be a crucial one for all the Taurians out there. It is full of efforts, it is full of amalgamation of trusting your intuition and blending it with your efforts and hard work. Jupiter from the 3rd house will aspect your 7th house. Again, it is the house of social network, business, marriage. So yes, it is a high possibility that you might be doing business with your spouse or with your business partner during this time. And even if you have to deal with some form of anxiety of not knowing everything about your next step in your career or business, but still you will be taking the leap of faith this year. Okay, Jupiter will help you and Jupiter will guide you with all the necessary things, knowledge, documents, and support from the subordinates or people around you and your business partner and spouse. So, this is a great opportunity to bring that liveliness and become a kid again. When Jupiter is transiting through the 3rd house, it is the time to get creative, to become a child again. 3rd house and 4th house represent the most early stage of education. All right. 2nd house is where a baby kind of gets exposed to the environment within their home and they get imbibed with the values within the familial system. But 3rd and 4th house is the actual houses where the baby gets exposed to the outside world, to the fellow peers, to the friends and the surrounding and the primary level teachers. So yes, you should get creative and learn a lot of things. You shouldn't get stuck up in just following a mundane system. It's time to get creative yet disciplined about executing those ideas in a creative manner. That's when Jupiter's transit in the 3rd house proves to be helpful. Jupiter's next aspect falls on the 9th house of teachers, guru, higher education, and travel. So, most likely expect a lot of travel or frequent travel into nearby locations for your work, for your education purpose. And of course, there can be certain senior people guiding you in your career right now. So you should pay close attention to them. The 9th aspect of Jupiter falls on the 11th house. It shows financial blessings and windfall coming towards you. It shows that you expanding your finances by your own effort. It also shows that by collaborating with other people, by uh, going and becoming a part of business circle and network, it will bring you new work opportunities. It also shows that you might be working with your sibling and there might be speculation and exchange and co-alliance of financial decisions or dealings with each other. Jupiter is also about to meet Ketu. Ketu is transiting towards the sign of Cancer. And this also shows that you should be splitting your money, you should be splitting your funds into 2 to 3 parts. If you are forming an emergency fund, if you are having investments, then it's better to have it in 2 ways, in 2 parts, rather than just a big bulk of one account or in a one major way of savings or emergency fund. This will help you stay afloat even if any emergency shows up at any time. This also shows that take good care of your relation with your sibling and take good care of your mother's health. She can also be going for a spiritual journey this year. She can also be going for a pilgrimage this year. So yes, Spend good time being creative, and this transit will give you good results. For the Taurians out there, all the Taurus ascendant and moon sign natives, the transit of Jupiter is taking place from the third house of your horoscope in the sign of Cancer, while Jupiter rules your 8th and the 11th house of your horoscope, and it is now transiting through the third house of efforts and journeys. It also represents self interest and skills and hobbies performed with the help of your hand. All right. So, creative skill sets, speculation, business opportunities, creative collaborations and projects, entrepreneurship, writing, documentation, consultancy, and any kind of traveling, dealing with a group of people nearby your locality is all being activated through this transit of Jupiter in the third house of your horoscope. Jupiter rules the 8th house in your horoscope, and it is now moving 8 places away from the 8th house, which means that there can be sudden emergencies in life, or there can be sudden events in life, or it also shows that there can be sudden fear or anxiety related to finances or related to the new projects and work that you're undertaking, either by yourself or with your sibling or with your friends. So, yes, this is a crucial transit for all the Taurus natives out there. And Jupiter rules the 8th house, so it is better to pre plan things about your financial endeavors, especially if you are about to change your career, if you have already taken that path, if you are starting a new business, or if you have just started a new business, then do not worry, do not panic. There can be certain feelings of anxiety because of the unknowing factors about these ventures and endeavors, but you shouldn't be worried about it. Rather, you should take one step at a time, and you should only follow the footsteps of those who have conquered that path, who have already achieved what you want to achieve, or who have kind of a similar roadmap or a destination that of yours. Right now, as Saturn is transiting through the 11th house in the sign of Pisces, which is ruled by Jupiter, I would advise you to only focus and follow the guidance of those who are experienced in whatever solution that you are looking for. The field that you are looking to enter into, or the field that you are already into, the person that you consult to should be a master of that field. It's better to rely on the professional's guidance rather than to rely on what friends or family are saying to you right now. All right. It is a possibility that your friends might give you good guidance, but it might so happen that your friends introduce you to a good source of information, to someone who is like a mentor, to someone who has got the experience for the solutions that you're looking for. So, yes, Jupiter is in the nakshatra of Saturn, will be in the nakshatra of Saturn soon, that is the Pushya nakshatra, and Saturn is transiting, trine to this Jupiter in the sign of Jupiter. So, this is kind of a Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga forming on a tertiary level. So, it shows that this is the time period when you will be gaining clarity about your career, about your business, about speculation of money, about execution of your creative skill sets and talents and hobbies. And it's time to put these things at work. It's no more the time to just keep getting educated or educating yourself. Rather, this is the time when you should be putting in those skill sets, that knowledge into action and practicality. Only then this Jupiter, Saturn trying to each other in the third and 11th house will be of help to you. So, yes, the growth can be slow, but it looks steady thanks to Saturn, your Yoga Karaka planet, which is transiting through the 11th house. So, yes, this transit of Jupiter in Cancer is going to be a crucial one for all the Taurians out there. It is full of efforts, it is full of amalgamation of trusting your intuition and blending it with your efforts and hard work. Jupiter from the third house will aspect your seventh house. Again, it is the house of social network, business, marriage. So, yes, it is a high possibility that you might be doing business with your spouse or with your business partner during this time. And even if you have to deal with some form of anxiety of not knowing everything about your next step in your career or business, but still you will be taking the leap of faith this year. Okay, Jupiter will help you and Jupiter will guide you with all the necessary things, knowledge, documents, and support from the subordinates or people around you and your business partner and spouse. So, this is a great opportunity to bring that liveliness and become a kid again. When Jupiter is transiting through the third house, it is the time to get creative, to become a child again. Third house and fourth house represent the most early stage of education. All right. Second house is where a baby kind of gets exposed to the environment within their home and they get imbibed with the values within the familial system. But third and fourth house is the actual houses where the baby gets exposed to the outside world, to the fellow peers, to the friends and the surrounding and the primary level teachers. So yes, you should get creative and learn a lot of things. You shouldn't get stuck up in just following a mundane system. It's time to get creative yet disciplined about executing those ideas in a creative manner. That's when Jupiter's transit in the third house proves to be helpful. Jupiter's next aspect falls on the ninth house of teachers, guru, higher education, and travel. So, most likely expect a lot of travel or frequent travel into nearby locations for your work, for your education purpose. And of course, there can be certain senior people guiding you in your career right now. So, you should pay close attention to them. The ninth aspect of Jupiter falls on the 11th house. It shows financial blessings and windfall coming towards you. It shows that you expanding your finances by your own effort. It also shows that by collaborating with other people, by uh, going and becoming a part of business circle and network, it will bring you new work opportunities. It also shows that you might be working with your sibling and there might be speculation and exchange and co-alliance of financial decisions or dealings with each other. Jupiter is also about to meet Ketu. Ketu is transiting towards the sign of Cancer. And this also shows that you should be splitting your money, you should be splitting your funds into 2 to 3 parts. If you are forming an emergency fund, if you are having investments, then it's better to have it in 2 ways, in 2 parts, rather than just a big bulk of one account or in a one major way of savings or emergency fund. This will help you stay afloat even if any emergency shows up at any time. This also shows that take good care of your relation with your sibling and take good care of your mother's health. She can also be going for a spiritual journey this year. She can also be going for a pilgrimage this year. So yes, spend good time being creative and this transit will give you good results. For the Cancer ascendant and moon sign natives, especially for the Cancer ascendant natives, this is once in a lifetime kind of an opportunity. This is a best transit of Jupiter for you, I would say, where Jupiter will be now transiting over your ascendant, over your Lagna, and it will aspect your trinal houses, that is 5th and the 9th house, while sitting in the first house, which is both the Kendra and a Trikona house, where Jupiter receives Digbal or strength. So this is a great transit, and please make the best of this, all of you Cancer ascendant natives. Jupiter here will grant you all the wisdom, support, blissfulness, luck factor, and divine intervention will be now upon you. If you are struggling to find that blissfulness in life, if you are finding it hard to remain happy, if you were having any issues related to relationship with mother, or your mother had any ailment or physical issues, or there was any psychological issue that you were facing, or you were constantly trying to invest in a property, or to buy a new car, or to invest in something, some conveniences of some kind, then this is going to be a great transit for all of you who were waiting, those of you who were waiting to conceive, those who were looking forward to become parents and experience the parenthood. Then this transit of Jupiter is going to be highly significant and positive one for you all. When Jupiter transits over the Lagna, it increases the weight, it increases the body fat percentage. So you have if you are struggling with weight gain, then this is a good news for you. If you do not want to exceed in terms of body fat percentage and weight in general, or chubbiness in your body and face structure, then you have to be mindful during this time. There can be a lot of indulgence in familial events, uh, prosperous occasions, celebrations, and you might indulge in a lot of good food, company of good people, and it will also enhance your happiness quotient in general. Cancer represents the emotions, and Jupiter represents wisdom, luck, happiness. The inner happiness is literally governed by Jupiter and not Moon. Moon is the mind, whereas Moon is the emotions. But Jupiter is the feeling of blissfulness. It is the feeling of being lucky. So this is what you are gonna experience during this time. If you were, trying to build a good routine, if you were trying to rejuvenate yourself and heal your aura and become a rejuvenated and healed, stable person, then this is a great transit for you all. This transit will also make you initiate into spiritual practices, spiritual sadhanas, mantra chantings, and a lot of meditation, pranayam, and travel, especially within the country and near the pilgrimages. It's also a great time to worship the Kula Devata and the Grama Devata as per your chart. Now, when Jupiter is sitting in the sign of Cancer and Saturn is transiting ninth from the Jupiter in the sign of Pisces. All right, Pisces is the sign of Jupiter, and Jupiter will soon now be transiting through the nakshatra of Pushya, that is ruled by Saturn. So this is a tertiary level of Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga being formed, which means that during this timeline, Cancer ascendant natives will be coming across a guru, a teacher, all right, someone who introduces you to a higher philosophy, to higher wisdom. If you are lacking that faith and belief and higher wisdom in life, then this is a great time period to call upon a guru in your life, and you would not be needing to search for it. He or she will come across you, and you shall gain a lot of wisdom, understanding of life, and about your life experiences from them. It can be a source, it can be an organization, it can be a personal teacher or a guru. If you are a student, then your education is going to be fabulous during this time. If you are looking to get your postgrad, if you are looking to get admitted into your postgrad, if you are completing your education, this year is going to be very positive for you all. For those of you who wish to conceive and become parents, this year will help you fulfill those desires. Now, when Saturn is in Pisces and Jupiter will be in the nakshatra of Saturn, this can also represent that there can be some stouchness in your opinions. It might so happen that this good transit makes you very benevolent, it makes you highly knowledgeable, it makes you highly emotional, sensitive, and it elevates your consciousness. But on the other side of this transit, it can also make you very staunch in your approach, very stubborn in your opinions about certain things, and it might even hurt your near and dear ones or your family or your spouse or your children. So you have to make sure to remain grounded and to not impose your opinions on others. Of course, each one of us is free to share their beliefs, but not at the cost of hurting our near and dear ones, right? Uh, not at the cost of making others feel less. That's the whole point. Because Jupiter, being the sattvic, benevolent, and the knowledgeable guru, in its exaltation state, it can mean that now you feel that you know the best, and you might try to teach or impose others. So just make sure to avoid the same. From the first house, Jupiter will aspect the fifth house. It will rejuvenate your passion, your creativity, your education. It will give you a good relation with your children. If you are looking to get into a romantic relationship, then this transit of Jupiter can also help you for the same. If you are in one already, then this transit will help you enjoy the blissful moments in that relationship. Jupiter aspects the seventh house. It protects and shows you a better way of dealing with your marriage or relationship or your business. In general, this helps you maintain good relations and good dignity in social circle, as seventh house also represents community and masses and other people. Jupiter aspecting the seventh house also opens doors for you if you want to get married. Jupiter aspecting the ninth house with its ninth aspect indicates good things happening in your father's life. Of course, there can be certain sudden health issues as well coming up for your father. So you have to make sure to get all the tests done and keep the check on the health. And yes, if your father is about to retire, if your father is about to get promoted, then also this transit of Jupiter can be helpful and blissful in these two aspects. Now, if we talk about Ketu transiting towards Jupiter, Ketu is currently in the sign of Leo, it is transiting towards Cancer, and Jupiter is transiting towards Ketu. So, what it does is, number one, it is going to help you refurbish the environment within your home, within your family setting. It is going to help you address your dental issues if you have any, or you might have any. Then you must get it done and checked and corrected immediately. Ketu represents the male child, and Jupiter is the Karaka and the significator of progeny. So, for some of you, those who are trying to conceive or those who are going through the journey of pregnancy already, you must get all the tests done on time and make sure that there are no loopholes, just to make sure that things are going in the right direction in terms of your pregnancy, and avoid any heat causing food during this time. Have a lot of home cooked food, spend time in nature, spend time doing meditation and sadhana, spend time with your loved ones and family, go for trips, and this transit is going to give a good result for all you Cancer ascendant natives. For the Leo ascendant natives and the Leo moon sign natives, Jupiter's transit is going to take place from the 12th house of your horoscope in the sign of Cancer. Jupiter is the ruler of 5th and 8th house in your horoscope, which means that it is a beneficial planet for your Lagna. And now transit of Jupiter is occurring in your 12th house of subconscious mind, foreign travel, losses, isolation, seclusion, expenditure of some kind, be it of energy, resources, money, or hospitalization. 12th house is also the house of dreams, it is the house of sleep, and it is also the house of conjugal bliss, that is the bed pleasures. So when Jupiter transits through the 12th house, this is a time to let go of all that has been accumulated over a period of long time in your subconscious mind, in your life, in your personality, and in your behavioral patterns. If you know, if you are struggling to let go of certain patterns, habits in your personality and nature, then this is the time the nature will do its task. It will not ask you It will not take your permission whether I shall let it go or not. You will be forced to let go of certain things. You might feel like, I just want to be in isolation during this time because it's blissful when I'm alone. It's blissful when I'm meditating, when I'm attending some spiritual retreat, or when I'm meditating, when I'm doing yoga, when I'm all by myself, when I'm journaling, and when I'm thinking about my future. So, this is not a transit where all the happening things might be happening for you. This is not the time period when a lot of wealth is coming along, a lot of recognition is coming along your way, unless and until you live in a foreign country, of course, because Jupiter in 12th house can also mean that it is sending you or your children to a foreign land. So it can mean that if your child is at an eligible age where they are trying to get enrolled in a postgrad degree or for some form of higher education, then they might travel to a different country. They might cross an ocean, a continent, and settle down over there. So Jupiter in 12th house will require isolation. It will require spiritual practices. It will require journaling and thinking through things and then acting. This is not a very social position of Jupiter. This is not something where you will be affluent in like community gatherings, you will be affluent in social media, but this is a great time to tap into your subconscious thoughts. Your dreams will be giving you messages. A message will be very loud and clear. Sometimes it will be subtle. Sometimes nature will answer your questions. So, being around nature, being around water bodies, traveling to pilgrimages, visiting your Kuladaivat will be of great help during this time. Jupiter from the 12th house aspects the 4th house with its 5th aspect, 6th house with its 7th aspect, and 8th house with its 9th aspect. Now, what this Jupiter does from the 12th house, aspecting the 4th house with its 5th aspect, is that it makes you reunite with your mother. If you are a student, you are living abroad, if you are doing PhD, if you are living away from your family, then this period shows a good period spent with your family. If you live with your family already and you want to go away from your homeland for education or job purpose or for higher education like PhD, masters, then this time period will help you get enrolled in one such program and take you towards the foreign country. This is also a great time period for all the researchers, for all the people who work in medical field, pharmaceutical industry, research field, those who are working in administrative jobs of some kind, especially of a higher uh, dignity, such as in India we call it IAS and IPS. Because see, if you are trying to win these competitions, these competitive exams, if you are willing to crack these exams, then you have to tap into your subconscious mind. You have to comprehend the information better. You have to understand the information that you are learning, and then you have to put it out there in your examination. The 6th house represents examinations and competitive exams, the daily routine life, the job. So, those of you who are trying to get a job abroad, or those of you who are trying to crack a difficult examination, a competitive exam, then this period will be of great help to you. Jupiter also aspects the 6th house from the 12th house, which means that there can be certain health issues that might show up suddenly out of nowhere. And now you are forced to get it checked and get it corrected and get it treated. For that, you might even have to visit the doctors, you might even have to get the tests done on regular basis, or you might be needing some healing or physiotherapy or help of a medical practitioner in some way or the other. This is also a great remedy for this placement, is to opt for homeopathic medicines. Next, Jupiter's 9th aspect falls on the 8th house. 8th house is of sudden emergencies, sudden events, and the suffering in general in life. After the suffering only, we understand the true meaning of life. So from the 12th house, Jupiter will cast its ninth aspect, the most blissful aspect, the most auspicious aspect of Jupiter is now on the 8th house of sudden events in life. So expect that you are now getting to look at life and its circumstances with a bird's eye perspective. You are now able to make sense of things. So why certain things happen a certain way. All right. So Saturn is also in the 8th house. The Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga is happening at a tertiary level as Jupiter will be transiting in the nakshatra of Pusha ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is transiting through the sign ruled by Jupiter, that is Pisces. So expect a lot of healing coming your way. Expect some healing in your marital life as well. If you were having any issues, then this time period will help you resolve those complicacies and get ahead with your spouse and start afresh in your married life. If there were any problems in your business, in your partnership, then this time period can help you figure out the solutions and move ahead with a better perspective and better understanding of situations and how to let go of the complications and how to simplify things. This, on a side basis, can also indicate that there can be certain health issues to your spouse, which you need to get treated, you need to look after. So make sure to be mindful about the same thing. This placement can also give you and your spouse a relocation. Now, talking about Ketu transiting towards Jupiter and Jupiter transiting towards Ketu by end of this year and the next few months in the coming year, this period will be a little challenging for you because Jupiter will be in the water element and Ketu is in the fire element, and these two are colliding with each other in your first and 12th house. So expect some confusion about your thought process, about you might experience a polarity in your thoughts. One day you will feel subtle, you will feel very soft hearted, and you are able to forgive yourself for all the things, and one day you might find yourself to be harsh with yourself and those around you. You might criticize yourself a lot more. So make sure to indulge in spiritual sadhanas, do a lot of meditation, do a lot of pranayam, do some yoga practice on everyday basis. The best remedy is for you to go towards the water bodies, to go towards the lake and walk over there. All right, going for long walks in the morning time is the best remedy for this transit of Jupiter in Cancer for all the Leo ascendant natives. For the Virgo ascendant and moon sign natives, Jupiter is transiting through the 11th house of your horoscope. It is in its exaltation sign right now, and what could be one of the best transits of Jupiter for you all, because naturally 11th house being the house of wish fulfillment and Jupiter being exalted here, it's granting you the wish that you have, that you deeply desire. So the first thing that I have told all my clients who are Virgo ascendant or moon sign natives, or even those of you who are listening to this message, I would like to tell you that please be particular about your wishes during this time, because Jupiter is here to give you something. So accept it with gratefulness, with gratitude, and with the right intention, and back it by putting in the right work to sustain it in the long run. Because here Jupiter is likely to give you the comfort, necessary support, and financial elevation. Jupiter's transit in the 11th house is considered to be one of the best transits to have, and for all the right reasons, because Jupiter here offers expansion in friendship and network circle, expansion of financial status, opportunities. If you're already in a business, then this Jupiter will give you expansion in your business. This Jupiter is also likely to make you take up a loan for your business. If you want to start a new business, or if you want to reinvest in your business and you want to scale it up, you might even find a new partner or investor during this time. As Saturn, being the 5th and the 6th lord, is sitting in the 7th house, transiting in the 7th house of your horoscope, and Jupiter is aspecting that Saturn. So this is also a crucial time period when there could be a prominent event happening in either your or your spouse's life. If you are yet to get married, then this time period can prove to be very helpful, and you can find a good compatible match for yourself. You can get into a relationship, or you can literally get married. In short, you can commit to someone for a long run. Here, in your spouse's life, if they want to initiate any business, then it's a great time for them to do so. Even if you want to do a business with your spouse, then also it's a good time to do so. Jupiter rules the 4th and the 7th house of your horoscope, and now transiting through the 11th house. What it shows is that the emotional comfort, the definition of your surrounding and what gives you happiness, and your relationship with your family or your mother or with your blood relatives will go through a positive transformation. Even if it might not look like a positive transformation at first, but later on, something about it will simply make you feel more settled in life, more settled in terms of gaining peace of mind. Suppose you were searching for certain answers from your family, about your family dynamics, about your mother's health, about your relationship with your mother, then any or all of these questions will be answered during this time. If any of you are looking for a property, for a house shift, to shift into a bigger house or a better house, or to buy your own house, then this time period will prove to be highly favorable for you all. Of course, supporting dashas matter a lot. Now Rahu is sitting in the 6th house, is transiting through the 6th house, and Ketu is transiting through your 12th house. So what it shows is that right now your focus should be more on your routine life, should be on your daily life, should be on maintaining a good sleep schedule, and make sure to not fall into excessive intoxication or excessive bad habits of some kind. Bad as in they will be harmful for your body, for your mind, and you know that, and still you keep indulging in it. So do not do so. That's how you can access the energy of Rahu Ketu here. And soon Ketu will also be meeting Jupiter in the sign of Leo and Cancer. Jupiter's 5th aspect will fall on the 3rd house. It also shows that there could be travels or frequent travels or short distance travels for business or work purpose, or for your younger sibling. It also shows that there can be major events, significant positive events happening in your younger sibling's life, or you might even start a business with one of your childhood friends or with your sibling literally. This Jupiter will also help you express yourself creatively, expand your horizon, and make new plans and goals for the upcoming decade. It will, right now, whatever plans you are making, please write them down and make a concrete plan to follow the same. Because Jupiter in the 11th house gives lots and lots of optimism. Of course, Jupiter transiting through the 9th house makes you feel luckiest in the world, but Jupiter transiting through the 11th house can manifest the results into reality. So backed up with scientific research, maybe neuroscientific work, or maybe just believing in your own self. And collaborating with others will help you become your best version during this time. Jupiter's 7th aspect falls on the 5th house. Those of you who were looking for a childbirth, who were trying for childbirth, this time period indicates a great time. Of course, for a female, it even becomes more potent and positive than for a male. And Jupiter's 9th aspect falls on the 7th house of your horoscope, where the sign of Pisces falls in your chart and where Saturn is currently transiting. So this indicates that your routine life, your debts, your diseases, or if suppose your spouse is going through some health issues and ailments, then this is the time period when you shall be finding resolutions and answers and correct treatment for the same. But mainly the main focus and emphasis here is on traveling to a faraway land for education or starting a business. Either you starting a business with your spouse, or your spouse is starting their individual business and you are being supportive of them, or you yourself are becoming an investor for them. So that's how Jupiter's transit in the 11th house is going to be for all the Virgo ascendant and moon sign natives out there. This is one of the very potent and positive transits of all time. So I would again repeat that Virgo ascendant and moon sign natives, be very clear of what you want to manifest, and Jupiter is here to give you that, to grant your desire. Jupiter transiting through the 11th house also shows that you might become so excessive and so obsessed about your desires that execution becomes the last thing. So make sure that you utilize this time by seeking current goals which are favorable for you in the long run and not for any short-term fame or name. Do not take shortcuts here, because Jupiter and Saturn are planets which make you think in decades. They make you think in 5 years, 10 years down the line. It's not like Mercury and Venus or Mars. It doesn't affect you impulsively. Jupiter wants you to think in a long run, and that's how you can make the best of this transit. For the Libra ascendant and moon sign natives, Jupiter becomes your third and the sixth house ruler of your chart, and it is now transiting through its sign of exaltation in your 10th house of Cancer. Now, for all the Libra natives out there, Jupiter becomes a malefic planet for you all. So, of course, Jupiter's transit and its impact affects certain areas of your life. But given the natural benefic nature of Jupiter, it will also bring some positive transformations and additions in your life. All right. Here, the emphasis is on the word positive transformation and additions in your life, and especially in your career, as this big transit of Jupiter is occurring in your 10th house of career and your public image. So when Jupiter transits to the 10th house, it kind of acts um, as a stabilizing factor, as a groundbreaking factor as well for your career and for your public image. Now suddenly you will feel like that your image, your authority in this world is being transformed and reformed and restructured. So for all the Libra natives out there, this is a great opportunity to shape up your future, your current image, and your authority in the society. The more you are giving towards others, the more you are sharing your knowledge, your wisdom, the better you are performing at your place of work, the sooner the progress shall be coming in. And especially when Jupiter transits in the sign of Leo in your 11th house, you shall be seeing the results with your own eyes, and you will be feeling it with your own heart. So when Jupiter is the third house lord and it is transiting through the 10th house, it shows that there could be change of location for your job this year, or some of you might be very much emphasized about changing your job. A lot of my Libra natives clients as well have changed their jobs. They have found better jobs because currently Saturn is transiting through the 6th house, and Saturn being the 4th and the 5th house ruler, there was lack of peace of mind in their current job, and now they are finding a new job which is giving them better peace of mind, better work ethic. So whenever Saturn or Jupiter are transiting in any of your certain houses, those areas of life are going to be a major focal point and a point of emphasis and transformation and growth in your life. So that's where the real lesson lies. That's where wherever Jupiter is transiting, there lies the opportunity for expansion. This Jupiter is also aspecting Saturn, the Yoga planet for your ascendant, and Saturn is currently transiting through the 6th house of your horoscope, which means that there have been prolonged health issues to some of the Libra natives out there, or it might have been possible that your mother had to face prolonged health ailments and now the help is coming your way, or the help is coming your mother's way. So you can find best possible solutions, best possible treatment for the health issues. Or if you are, suppose if you are having property related issues, there is a disputed land that you are dealing with, or especially for some of the Libra natives out there, it might even be possible that there is a ongoing court battle that you are struggling with, and this is the time when the Libra natives are likely to find an amicable solution to either win this case or to find the middle ground. So the Libra natives also have to make sure to not fall prey to false promises, to any false conditions or lucrative opportunities without doing much research. Because Saturn is in the 6th house already, it has already built your routine, it has made you work hard on your routine life, on debt management, on um, expenses, on your health issues especially. And now Jupiter's aspect can also expand it, or in a positive manner, this expansion will further help you figure out the solutions. So here it becomes very crucial for all the Libra natives out there to make sure to give a positive direction to the opportunities and conditions in your life currently. Rahu is in the 5th house, Ketu is in the 11th house. You are already focusing more on being heart centric. You are updating your education, you are upgrading your education by doing some courses. For the students out there, this is a great time period. Jupiter will help you expand your knowledge and education, but also Jupiter is currently in the 10th house, so it will first test you and your knowledge, and then it will elevate your status at the place of work. And once it moves into the 11th house, you can expect betterment in finances as well. So yes, currently for Libra natives, the job, the career, the routine life, health management, dealing with health issues, and debt related management requires most importance. And once you do that, Jupiter will bless you with fulfillment of desire related to finances, network circle, and growth in business. Or even for those of you who are looking to get married, will find the fulfillment of desire as well. From here, Jupiter will aspect the 3rd house, 6th house, and the 4th house of your horoscope. It shows that many of you are looking to invest in a property or to redecorate your home, reinvent your home, then this is a good period to do so. Your focus will also be on home and work life this year, especially the second half of 2026 and the first half of 2027. Jupiter's aspect on the 2nd house on the sign of Scorpio indicates that the Artha Trikona is being heavily influenced by Jupiter right now, which means that you are more concerned about your savings, about your family, about the security that you feel in life and want to experience in life. So right now is the time to lay out the building blocks and then later on to enjoy the fruit of your labor once Jupiter moves into the 11th house of your horoscope. Jupiter's aspect on the 6th house also shows that you shall get support and positivity and motivation to reinvent your routine, to get over the health issues that you were having since a long time. So make sure to make the best of this opportunity. And Jupiter's aspect on the 4th house indicates that there could be a significant event or a significant relation and a role that your mother would be playing in your life, that your family could be playing in your life. And if you are willing to buy a new car or buy a new house or reshape your house, the interior, then it's a great time period to do so. Jupiter in the 10th house will not make you feel lucky, but it will support you at your place of work. All right. So, with that optimism and motivation, you have to work double hard right now so that when Jupiter transits your 11th house, it blesses you with the abundance of fulfillment of desires. For all the Scorpio ascendant and moon sign natives, Jupiter becomes your second and fifth house ruler, and it is currently transiting through its sign of exaltation, that is the sign of Cancer, through the ninth house of luck and fortune. Now, this is the best transit of Jupiter, and for all the Scorpio ascendant and moon sign natives all there, if at all you are waiting to feel motivated, you wanted to reignite the fire of life, of vitalizing your life, your spirit, if you wanted to chase your goals with utter determination and the luck shall also support you, then this time period is the same. So, all the Scorpio natives out there, I would definitely suggest you all to make the best of this transit. I can give you tens and twenties of suggestions about how to make this transit the best one for yourself. Remember, planets are supporting us, but we also have to support them by acting in the best possible manner according to the limitations and the possibilities in our chart, present in our chart through different variations and combinations of planetary alignments. Jupiter's transit in the ninth house is considered to be highly auspicious for all the right reasons, because Jupiter being the planet which signifies the ninth house, which signifies gurus, higher education, father, long distance travel, pilgrimages, luck, fortune, motivation. Now, Jupiter here will expand all these things for you. And depending on your dasha periods and your natal planetary alignments, the results shall span out in your life accordingly. So, usually, Jupiter transiting through the ninth house offers best possible results, especially to those who are students or those who are just about to complete their higher education. This is what I have understood from my studies and my client experience. Jupiter here is looking at the first house, that is your Lagna, which means that Jupiter from here will likely to expand your physical stature. It can give you weight gain. It can mainly make you more wiser, more calmer, and more content with your life and with your decisions till now. That's what Jupiter's fifth aspect on the first house will do. You shall be more optimistic about your decisions and about your life in general. But this Jupiter can also bring up some past traumas as well and expand them, so that once and for all you deal with them and you let them go from your life and from your mind. Because remember, Scorpio is the sign of accumulated karma. And if you have any not so positive placements in this first house of Scorpio, then this Jupiter can expand those characteristics and bring them to the surface so that you get to deal with them once and for all. Jupiter's next aspect falls on the third house of the sign of Capricorn. It shows that your focus will be on traveling, short distance and long distance as well. You might even want to meet your father more often, or there might be some significant event happening related to your father. Depending on your dasha periods, on your natal placements, we can see whether it is acting as a positive event or even if it is a slightly negative event, but Jupiter here will provide its saving grace. So that is a great news for all the Scorpio natives out there. Jupiter's next aspect falls on the fifth house, where Saturn is also transiting through the sign of Pisces, and Saturn is the third and the fourth lord in your horoscope, which means that many of you might be undertaking certain heroic tasks or important tasks related to your children's education, be it completion of their graduation, be it getting admitted into a postgrad degree, or maybe for those of you who are new parents, like their kids are just starting with their education right now. So that's how this Saturn in the 5th house, getting into the influence of Jupiter, will affect you. There could be responsibilities and fulfillment of desires after a long, hard-earned effort about purchasing a new house, or getting to live with your family, or being able to provide for your family in a better manner, or simply being near your family could have been a dream for you since a long time, especially for last 2 years. So Jupiter from the 9th house will also make you focus more on your education, on upgrading your skill sets, and it will also make you more determined, more resilient, and more hardworking. Jupiter, being the 2nd house ruler, currently transiting through the 9th house, indicates that there could be a positive transformation in your familial life. Or it might so happen that your family is investing in a property, or there is some kind of investment happening through your family at a long distance place, or your family is being benefited by some investment returns of some kind at a far away place, or you are maybe staying away from your family and you get to know this news. Jupiter also rules the 5th house, and it is currently transiting 5 places away from the 5th house, that is through the 9th house, indicates that this is a great time period to travel, to expand your horizon, to focus on spiritual practices. Yes, the more you visit the pilgrimages, the more you engage in doing spiritual and religious practices, the more you shall feel blessed, the more you shall gather good karma. Because 9th house is the house where the seeds are sowed when it comes to luck, when it comes to fortune and good karma. So remember, what you are sowing right now, you shall reap later on in coming 5 and 10 years of life. So I always say that whenever an important transit is happening through the 9th house, always make sure to be mindful of what you are sowing. That's what you shall be reaping later on, as Jupiter will complete this transit of 12 years and come back again in the same house after 12 years. So make sure that Scorpio natives, you are making the best of this transit. You are not being ethically, morally wrong. You are not misbehaving with the elders or gurus or authorities. If you don't agree with anyone, simply stay silent and just walk away, but do not try to disrespect anyone. And visit as many pilgrimages as possible. Go for long trips, for holidays, enjoy yourself, spend some good time with family, and also focus on enhancing your knowledge, your principles, sharpen them up, fine tune them, and the better results you shall reap in coming times. For the Sagittarius ascendant and moon sign natives, Jupiter becomes your ascendant or moon sign ruler. Along with that, Jupiter also rules the 4th house of your horoscope. And now Jupiter is transiting through its sign of exaltation in the 8th house of your horoscope, which is the house of transformation. So whenever I see that anybody, any of my client, anybody that I come across with is going through a particular transit of Saturn or Jupiter transiting through the 8th house, I always keep telling them that this period might not feel the best. You might feel like your hands are under the stone and you're not able to move freely. You're not able to get up and do the things that you want to do easily without any hassle or without any much effort. But always remember that you will turn out to be a better human. at the end of this transit. Be it Jupiter, be it Saturn. No other planets can transform you so deeply, can shake up your life in a good way as much as Saturn and especially Jupiter. So now for all the Sagittarius natives, Jupiter is in its exaltation right now. So does that mean that this transit will be easier for you? No, but up to certain percentage, it will be easier being a 8th house transit for you of Jupiter than other ascendants, because Jupiter is in its exaltation, which means that the emotional awareness is at a good level for you all. So that's how you have to understand and assess the transit and its effect for a particular ascendant and moon sign. Now, a lot of results which will be dependent on your personal dashas, your personal planetary alignments, whether you have any negative combinations getting formed here, whether your ascendant lord Jupiter is strongly placed in the natal chart or not, whether your moon is strongly placed or not. All those things will also matter a lot, but in general, Jupiter transiting through the 8th house brings lots and lots of inner transformation. In simple words, if I have to put it across, it would be like you will feel like you are in a waiting period of some kind. And you know that there is something good waiting for me in my next stage of life. But right now, you are unable to see it, witness it, live it. But you can feel it deep down inside. That's how Jupiter's 8th house transit works, because after this, Jupiter will transit through the 9th house of your horoscope, where Jupiter will be able to give you better results in practicality, right? But now, Jupiter transiting through the 8th house, you are expected to travel to faraway places. You are expected to be secluded and isolated, visiting the places which hold a special part in your life, which hold a special place in your life and in your heart. All right, so visiting pilgrimages, doing lots of energy cleansing, avoiding getting involved in any kind of inexplicit acts which can hamper your ego, your self-esteem, or it can land you in trouble. All right, this is also another thing. If you are having any difficult dashas and you are currently feeling clueless in life, then this transit of Jupiter can actually help you harness your energy properly into the right things. But that will come after some turbulence, because remember, 8th house being the 8th house, it will provide you with the situational awareness, with the emotional awareness, but how much of it you can tap into totally depends on you. Jupiter here in the 8th house will cast its 5th aspect on the 12th house. So as I said, there will be expenses on traveling, on some kind of hospitalization, or some kind of long-term healing of any kind of health issues that you are having. If you are having any kind of chronic illnesses, then this is the year when you can actually break free of it and you can feel better. Your biological conditions will show up better this year, given the fact that you are putting in the right kind of effort, you are following the right guru, the doctor, the mentor, and then you are taking the necessary precautions and considerations to heal the same. Taking ample amount of rest and focusing on rejuvenation, healing is also suggested this year. Next, Jupiter's aspect falls on the 2nd house of food, family, savings, right? So dietary habits are likely to change. You are likely to love your face more. Your facial features will be more attractive, more fine-tuned. If you were having any skin issues, then you can expect betterment in the same. Jupiter's aspect on the 2nd house also indicates that there will be important, significant events happening around your family, around investments, around your holdings in life. Jupiter's 9th aspect is on the 4th house and on the planet Saturn. So Saturn rules your 2nd and 3rd house and is currently transiting through the sign of Pisces, through your 4th house, which is making a lot of Sagittarius natives shift away from their homeland, from their motherland, for education, for job purpose, for their mother's job, or maybe for to treat mother's health issues. All right. So here, Saturn is transiting through the fourth house. It is triggering a lot of mental transformation. It is making you live in some uncomfortable situations as well. If you are not into any kind of spiritual practices, meditation, self regulatory practices, and if you are into you are heavily involved in intoxicants and you are dependent on them, then this transit of Saturn in the fourth house and Jupiter in the eighth house can actually expand these situations for you, and it can prove to be troublesome for you. So, what are the better ways to self regulate? That's what you have to figure out this year, all the Sagittarius natives out there. And then this transit of Saturn in the fourth house and Jupiter in the eighth house will prove to be better for you. So Jupiter is in the eighth house. It is transforming your whole personality, your viewpoint towards life. And Saturn is in the fourth house. It is shape-shifting your career. Your residential address might get changed. But yeah, this is a good time period to actually know yourself, to know oneself. What are we here for? What are our thoughts? What are our principles? And are my actions aligning with those principles and values in life? That's how you can make the best of this transit. And you can also invest in a property right now, or your mother and you together might be investing in a property right now. Rahu is in the third house, Ketu is in the ninth house. You have to, you are being more spontaneous right now. You are taking risks. You are relying on your efforts than your luck right now, because Jupiter is also in the eighth house. It is making you heavily relying on your intuition. Something, as I said, you are in a waiting period and you know something good is likely to happen, but it is yet to happen. And Ketu is in the ninth house. So anyway, the past karma, the sanchit karma or the good karma of the past life will be of help to you. But Rahu in the third house will heavily make you rely on your own efforts. So that's how you can make the best of this overall period. And Jupiter's transit of exaltation in the sign of Cancer. For the Capricorn ascendant and moon sign natives, Jupiter is transiting through the 7th house of your horoscope, and Jupiter rules the 12th house and the 3rd house of your chart. Now, whenever it comes to Jupiter's transit through the 7th house of horoscope, I always say one thing, that it will bring more expansion in your network, in your community, in your business. For those of you who are willing to get married, find a suitable match, and commit to someone, then it's a great time period to do so. Jupiter is in the sign of its exaltation, that is the sign of Cancer. And when Jupiter is transiting through the 7th house of your horoscope, you can expect good things coming your way. When it comes to emotional support from your spouse, more enhanced intimacy on both emotional and physical front. Or it might so happen that you both are already married, you both are in a relationship with each other, but previously you were struggling to understand where you are coming from. You were maybe struggling to be receptive to each other, to understand each other's emotional patterns. So now this Jupiter will help you in understanding each other and each other's emotions. Jupiter from the 7th house will also cast his aspect on the ascendant or your moon sign, which indicates that there will be enhanced positivity, a newly found sense of confidence, freedom, and optimism. You will be motivated and charged up to take on your goals, dreams, and to work towards them. Jupiter from the 7th house aspecting your first house can give you weight gain, or it can also make your face look more beautiful, your personality look more fine-tuned. Jupiter will also act as a protection, and it will give you that protecting shield around your personality, around your health. Jupiter, being the 12th lord transiting through the 7th house, For those of you who are willing to get married, you might meet your wannabe partner at a long distance place. Or it might so happen that you are being introduced to someone that your family is uh, introducing you with, but you are going to meet them at a long distance place or through a online setup, like a community gathering, like a matrimony site, or through dating sites, right? So yes, this Jupiter being the 12th house ruler in the 7th house also shows that there can be some investment that your mother is making for her own business or for your business. If you yourself are into business, then this shows that there will be more international clientele coming your way. If you are into import export, if you are into traveling, vlogging, if you are into government, then this period is good for traveling. Expect more transfers during this time. Expect more travel, be it locally if you are into government, and it can be international in case of those who are working in the travel industry or who are working as vloggers, or simply those of you who are looking to get admitted into a college situated in a different country or a different state for that matter. Jupiter here also shows that it is high time that if you are married, then both of you need to come in the middle ground. You have to find the middle ground in order to maintain peace and sanity of marriage. Do not let any kind of hard and harsh principles get in the way of your marriage. And this Jupiter from the 7th house will also aspect the 11th house of your horoscope, which is the house of gains, partnerships. So your desire to find the right match, your desire to be married, to be with someone in a committed relationship or a marriage is high during this time. Especially for those who are looking for an elevation at place of work, for a promotion, or if you are into business, then if you are looking to expand it and you are awaiting certain fees, especially from government maybe, or from your partners or from your clients, then this transit will prove to be helpful. Overall, when the Jupiter transits through the 7th house, it is the time of coming across influential people and individuals and getting to learn from them. So expect yourself to be around people and in situations which have lots and lots to teach you and for you to learn a lot from them. So keep an attitude of a learner and you shall be around influential people during this time. Jupiter's aspect will also fall on the 3rd house. So both the 3rd and the 11th house and the 1st house are being activated and blessed by these exalted Jupiter's energies. It shows that there could be significant positive events, movement, transfer, relocation, education, promotion, or good happy events happening, addition happening in your sibling's life, either elder or younger. Jupiter, being the 3rd house ruler, transiting through the 7th house, it also indicates that there will be lots of travels during this year. Especially if you are planning to travel, go for a voyage, or you want to cross ocean and you want to visit internationally. Especially if you want to visit any places which are island, which are near the ocean, which are towards the east or north direction, then this year will give you ample amount of opportunities to do the same. Jupiter transiting through the 7th house is looking at Saturn transiting through the 3rd house, and it is also the ruler of your ascendant, that is the sign of Capricorn, or the moon sign ruler if you are a Capricorn moon sign native. So this shows that the hard struggle that you have been through, the long journey, because see, Saturn indicates long journey, anything that we take up for a long time, anything we get assigned for a long time. And 3rd house being the short distance travel, or the house of things manifesting quickly, house of efforts. So when Saturn is transiting through the sign of Pisces for last almost 2 years or more, then you have been working hard since a long time for achieving certain results. And now Jupiter will bless this Saturn with its ninth aspect, and it will make you feel at peace. It might be simple thing as receiving a promotion at work which was stuck, or it might be like you are receiving some appraisal from your boss for doing some extraordinary work at your place of work, or you might gain through travels, or you might win that battle of legality which you were struggling to win since a long time. All right, it can be any of these things, or even it can be about anything to do with your own personal project. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are a writer, then this is a perfect combination to publish your work, to get it out there into the universe, to make new contacts, to expand your wings, and to be more creative. All right, so the key for Capricorn natives out there is to balance your creativity, harness your creative energies with right amount of practicality, and do dream about it, do travel, do meet new individuals, and learn from every situation, every good person in your life. For the Aquarius ascendant and moon sign natives, Jupiter is the ruler of your 11th and the second house of your horoscope, and now it is transiting through its sign of exaltation, that is the sign of Cancer, through the 6th house of your horoscope. Now, first thing first, whenever Jupiter transits through the Dusthana houses, all right, that is 6th, 8th, or 12th house, it is a key indicator of transformation. When it transits through the 6th house, for you people, Aquarius natives right now, it is going to bring transformation. It is going to bring up the issues related to your health onto the surface. And now you are being asked to not ignore it anymore and to heal it through your routine. Make changes in your routine in at such a way that your body heals itself. Your biology is fixed, right? If you have any issues related to the debts, or if you are wanting to get a debt for suppose a property, for any of your business or something of similar kind, then this is the time period where you can expect that support of luck in getting that debt in order to fulfill certain dreams of yours, in order to fund those dreams or needs and necessities. Jupiter's transit in the 6th house can also put emphasis on your habits. What are your habits like? Are you exercising on day-to-day basis? If suppose you are into yoga and you teach yoga to others, then expect this time where your business is going to flourish like anything. You are going to extensively offering your services to others. If you are a lawyer, if you are a doctor, if you are into healing sector, then this transit of Jupiter in the 6th house is going to prove to be helpful for you. Even if you are a mental health worker, you are a mental health professional, right? Then also this transit of Jupiter is going to be highly beneficial for you. Those of you who are into any kind of work related to uh, lending money or lending money on interest, right? This period will see expansion in your work, but you have to make sure to put a certain limit across your work, across your boundaries, across your work, so that nobody takes advantage of you and your resources. For those who are working in the field of food or hotel industry, this period can be significant for you all as well. For those of you who are wanting to take up a loan for your business, for your education, for your job, this period will prove to be helpful regarding the same. So Jupiter's rulership is of 11th house and 2nd house. So from the 11th house, Jupiter is moving 8 places away, which means that there is a big transformation coming in your financial stature. All right. This also shows this is a classic combination of someone getting into a good job position, which is paying a higher amount to you. Jupiter here is also the second house ruler for you, which means that right now you are being asked to work on your routine life, your daily habits, your dietary patterns. Maybe something is not working out for you in terms of your health, in terms of your familial life, in terms of your savings, or in terms of your dealings with the family, or your diet for that matter. So you have to go to the root cause. You will get to understand it rather during this transit of Jupiter, and then you have to work on it relentlessly and devotedly. Jupiter from here aspects the 10th house of your career public image, shows that one would be very much focused on, one would receive that wisdom from the surrounding, from their colleagues, from their maybe people that they work with, how to enhance your own image at the place of work. Right now you will be asked to teach others, to teach yourself, to learn from others, as Jupiter is in the 6th house. If you are into the consultancy business of any kind, expect good results and good outcome for yourself. If you are into trading or if you are into import export, this period can be beneficial for you. Next, Jupiter's aspect falls on the 12th house. As I said, it's good if you are into trading and import export. This is also a good time for those who want to travel abroad for work. Or it might so happen that with correct combination and suitable dashas, your company is sending you abroad for work. Or there could be a family trip abroad. Next, Saturn's aspect. Of course, Saturn's aspect on the 12th house also indicates that there can be expenditure on health related to mother or for some of your family members this year. So be mindful about the same. Jupiter's 9th aspect falls on the 2nd house on planet Saturn. Saturn being your ascendant or moon sign ruler. Along with that, it is also the ruler of the 12th house of your horoscope, which means that there can be certain investments or financial losses of some kind to invest in somewhere, and the returns might not show up immediately, but of course, being an investment, it will be returned to you after a few years. So that is also seen over here for the betterment of your career, or it might so happen that you are investing money for the betterment of your career or family business. Jupiter is aspecting your ascendant ruler or your moon sign ruler. It shows that this is the time when you are going to be very much focused on your financial well-being, financial management, crisis management for the future, and you are going to save up money for the future. It also shows that if you are struggling with some kind of body image issues, or if you are having any dental issues, if you are having any dietary issues, then this is the perfect year to heal these things, to work on these things, to get it treated. So do not be frugal this time, and do not be extravaganza when it comes to spending as well. Be in the middle. Enjoy this time period by focusing on your work and daily routine life. Make it better so that you are able to live a better life, and that's how you can make the most of this transit. All the Aquarius natives out there, Rahu is in the 1st house. It is already making you think in a different way, feel life in a different way, experience life in it from a different perspective. And Ketu is in the 7th house. You are already learning to be detached in relationship yet while being attached. So this is all for the Aquarius natives out there. Jupiter's transit from the 6th house might not be all rosy, but it can definitely prove to be a wise one when it comes to understanding and applying your wisdom, knowledge into your day-to-day life to make it better, and a better routine will lead to a better outcome in terms of your career and finances. Also, one more thing that I would like to add for Aquarius natives is to not invest in a disputed land. Even if you are planning to invest in a land, make sure to cross check the documents and the background of it. And another thing is that there can be a significant event happening in your maternal family this year as well. For the Pisces ascendant and moon sign natives, the transit of Jupiter is occurring in the fifth house of your horoscope. Jupiter is currently in its exaltation, and this is one of the best transits for all the Pisces natives out there, because whenever Jupiter transits through the first, fifth, or the ninth house of horoscope, which are the trinal houses, it is considered to be an auspicious time to achieve the fulfillment of desires, to elevate the status in life, and to get ahead in life, to unlock the new identity, and to shapeshift the life in a positive manner for the upcoming years. So, for all the Pisceans, if you are a moon sign Pisces, this is already a crucial time period for you all, as you are undergoing the main phase, the middle phase of Sadesati. Now, with Jupiter transiting fifth from this Saturn and Jupiter casting its aspect on Saturn, you are finally be able to learn certain things. You are finally able to make sense of things that are happening around you, and the necessary wisdom will be provided to you, the necessary guidance, people approaching you, information reaching you will happen, so that you get to understand how to resolve certain stuck issues in your life, how to move ahead, and how to feel positive in yourself. This Jupiter, for all the Pisceans out there, is a very great placement, is a very good transit when it comes to financial well-being as well. If you were looking to have a sudden financial windfall, if you were if you are in a business and you are willing to do better financially and to get more orders in your business, or suppose you are in a consultancy business, or you work as a consultant, you have a job, or you are a teacher, or simply for those of you who are a student being a Piscean, this is going to be a great time period for you all, where if your efforts are backed up with the right dashas in your natal chart and the right planetary alignments, then this transit of Jupiter can be highly crucial and positive for you all. Jupiter is your first and 10th house ruler. So, for all the Pisceans, their personality, habits, their routine, the way they see life is directly linked with the kind of and the amount of growth that they can achieve in their career. The kind of image that they will carry in the society out there is also directly co-linked with their personality and habits. As for Pisceans, Jupiter rules the first house of your personality and the 10th house of your public authority, your image, and your career. For the Pisces ascendant and moon sign natives, Jupiter is transiting through the fifth house. So, here, the more you are able to creatively express yourself, the more you are able to read, learn, feed yourself with new knowledge, understanding, education, and the more you are able to share this in the world, the better growth and overall positivity you shall be feeling during this time, and the more growth you will be able to attract in reality. Jupiter, when transiting through the fifth house, can also give and bless with progeny. For those of you who are trying to conceive, who are willing to become parents, this time period can prove to be helpful, of course, depending upon you and your partner's natal planetary placements and your current dashas. Jupiter transiting through the fifth house can revitalize you if you were feeling stuck, if you were feeling not so motivated, lethargic, then this is the great time period when you should get into chanting, mantra sadhana, or simply chanting istotram of your favorite god if you are not too much into religious practices. then also it would do wonders for you all. It will help you rejuvenate your spirits, and you will find that revitalized strength within yourself. When Jupiter transits through the fifth house, it is a time of learning, upgrading, reading books, attending seminars, or simply following a guru, or simply following a guru online, or you can maybe literally initiate yourself into a program or a course for which you have been eagerly waiting to enroll into. Jupiter from the fifth house aspects the ninth house of Bhagya. So, definitely, this is a great time period when Jupiter will make you feel lucky. It will make you feel blessed in some or other way, and it might come in small ways as well. Like if there is suppose a situation in your life that you feel that you are not able to resolve properly, then this Jupiter's saving grace will make you feel fortunate enough to be able to assess the situation wisely and to come up with a proper plan of action to sort it out. Jupiter aspecting the ninth house also shows that you will receive proper guidance from the elders of your family, from the gurus, or from your mentors. For those of you who are wishing to find a mentor, who are wishing to find a guru, this is a good time period to do so. Jupiter's next aspect falls on the 11th house of your horoscope. It naturally expands your finances, it naturally expands your opportunities to attract financial well being and to attract new work opportunities. So, the more you creatively express yourself, the more you fine tune your skill sets, be it a job or business, the more growth is expected. So, during this time, do not hesitate from socializing with others. Jupiter's next aspect falls on the first house or your ascendant or your moon sign. This is a double edged sword right now, all right, because Saturn is present there, and Saturn is the 11th and the 12th house lord. So, what does Jupiter expanding Saturnian qualities in your Lagna or over your moon sign will do is that it will first of all lead to more introspection. Jupiter is simply expanding Saturn's cold behavior, Saturn's need for detachment. So, expect yourself to be more detached from the outside world. You might need a lot of time in isolation to figure things out, to find solutions. But this also shows that there could be good financial gains coming from foreign lands or people residing in the foreign countries or at a faraway place. Or those of you working in the field of yoga, healing sector, education field, you might get to travel to foreign land for your work or for your education purpose. Jupiter's aspect on this Saturn also indicates that you will have profound realizations about what all this Sadhisati is teaching you. And for the Pisces ascendant natives, this Jupiter aspecting the Saturn will expand the need of being an adult. It will expand the need of teaching you a lesson to become an adult and how to deal with the harsh reality of life. There will be expenses, but there will also be consecutive gains. So that's how, for the Pisceans, this time period will prove to be. And Rahu is in the 12th house, Ketu is in the 6th house. You should focus more on fine tuning your routine life, letting go of any health issues or any psychological barriers that you are having. And with Rahu in the 12th house, you are being asked to maintain a proper sleep schedule, to work on healing your subconscious patterns.